Hello YouTube, my name is Tag and welcome back to Gyakuten Live. So, in the last video, we did more investigating and we kind of came to the conclusion on what happened overall for the big mystery. We now know who printed the ticket and the reasoning behind it. If you didn't see that video, I recommend you to watch it just so that you get like information and you know what's going on. But now it's time to do the trial, and I'm pretty sure this will be the last trial for the episode, and we'll be able to finish the storyline. So I look forward to that. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm really nervous about this trial because I feel like it's gonna be like a very emotional trial. Like I feel like it's gonna be very personal. I don't know why. That's the feeling I got when I was busy doing the investigation, and trying to solve it. But we'll figure out what happens when we get there. Yeah, I've been having fun with this game. It's really fun. I like it. I wonder who's gonna be the judge because like we're gonna be questioning Setsuna, which is typically the judge, but now she has to be in the witness stand. So I don't know who's gonna be judging or what. So that'll be interesting to find out what happens. May 14th, 2:03 p.m. Courtroom. Oh, it's Ellie! Okay, it's Ellie. Court is now in session for the trial of Osaka Karen. What? Ready? Eh? Pardon me. What I meant to say was, the prosecution is most certainly ready, Your Honor. Very good. Let's begin. So, in case you didn't know, I was called on rather short notice by one Yuki Setsuna. Unfortunately, I didn't have a ton of time to review the facts. How dare she? I'll crucify her. I didn't want to paste this game through the facts, but please correct me on anything I may be misinformed on. In any case, it's now time for the prosecution to present its opening statement. Of course, right away, Your Honor. You know, I think this is the first time that TSM is calling the judge Your Honor. I think I see what's going on here. Must be a fan of Ellie-san's. When the trial concluded yesterday, the issue that we were up on was the fact that Miyashita Ayo-san was apparently attempting to prevent Yuki Setsuno-san from testifying. My motive for doing so is still unknown, but it is currently irrelevant. I have Yuki Setsuno-san lined up and ready to testify at a moment's notice. Today, the prosecution aims to prove that neither Yuki Setsuno-san nor her two friends ever headed towards the printing room on the day of the crime. Wow, Tia-san's opening statement was only 3 textbooks long this time. Maybe Elizabeth's presence is keeping her reined in. Sounds good. Let's bring in the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, wow, okay. We've got manners this time. Witness, name and occupation. Yuki Setsuna, here to raise up the roof and lay down the law. Ellie-san, good to see you made it on time. Oh, that's right. So you're the one who invited me over here. The trip didn't take that long for me. It's fortunate that our schools are rather close to each other. But mine is not, so quit wasting time. The trip home will take quite a while, so hurry up and get on with your testimony so I can flatten the defense for good. Oh, right. Hang on. My occupation. By day, I'm just an ordinary student like all of you, but in the afternoon, I'm a full crime-stopping, justice-slaying witness, and I'm going to save the world with facts and logic. Riveting. You were called on to testify about your emotions around the time of the crime, as it was established that Miyashita Ai-san could not legally speak on your behalf. Now, recall the events from the beginning of the break up until it begins coinciding with Miyashita Ai-san's testimonies yesterday. Yes, it's my time to shine yet again. Okay, let's see if any lying gonna be happening this time. My account of things. I have no idea exactly when this happened, but a few minutes into break, Ai-san asked me to go to the restroom with her. We stopped in the halls for a while so Ai-san could make that call to Shiriko-san. Remember that from yesterday? It was 4:11 p.m. I was with her the whole time, so don't worry about her running off. She may be fast, but her speed is no match for the long arm of justice. Rino-san came to the restroom a little after we did. Must have wanted to tag along after seeing us go together. This is quite the odd case, but you're saying that none of you went to the printing room? So the crime couldn't have been committed by any of you three? Exactly. None of us ever made the detour to the printing room, so that means it could only have been Karen-san. What do you think, Yu-chan? Should we bring up the white diamond yet? Not yet. The white diamond is my trump card. I need to try to get Ai-chan on the stand first. But before that, I need to prove that Ai-chan had an opportunity to go to the printing room. You're right. Even if we assume the 411 entry on the camera records is the true culprit leaving the scene of the crime, it would mean nothing if none of the three had a chance to go to the printing room. Alright, let's see if I can find any openings in the Warrior of Justice's testimony. Okay, time to do some examinations. Alright, what am I gonna press on? But were you really with it the whole time? And Ai-chan didn't do anything worth noting? Not at all. Ai-san is a righteous citizen. She wouldn't have run away from me in any universe. And don't worry, she didn't fake the call or anything. I heard the trrr sound coming from the phone. One more thing. Yesterday Ai-chan Shiriko-chan said that the call took about a minute. Is this true? I think so. Maybe a little more and maybe a little less. So essentially, we kind of have no reason to doubt the previous witness testimony. That'll do, witness. Continue. Okay. Must have paid for all the information. How much time is a little time? I don't know. A lot? Is it a little or a lot? I don't know, okay? But it felt like maybe 2 minutes. If I may interject, I think I have an explanation. Yesterday, a photo was presented in a trial. It showed that the inventor's aide is holding a white cat. To my knowledge, the cat belongs to Tennoji Irina-san. Is that correct? Yes. Handpain is Rina-chan's cat. When the cat entered, you must have looked for Tennoji Irina-san to inform her of the presence of her puny yet ferocious friend, correct? We did, but she wasn't in the room. So simply put, Tennoji Irina-san must have left the room between 4:10 and 4:12 p.m. after Miyashita Ai-san and Yuki Setsuna-san left, but before Handpain-san entered the practice room. You're welcome for the answer. Given the information we have now, I suppose that all makes sense. Setsuna-san seems confident in her testimony. I don't think she'd lie about this either. Regardless, she might still be mistaken about what really happened. We'll have to look carefully. Setsuna-san seems to be saying that all three of them left the practice room after 4:11 p.m. I need to look for a way to show that isn't true. Perhaps I should try pressing her to see if she comes up with any information. I don't see her being deliberately dishonest about anything, right? Okay. Okay, well, if it's something about 4:11, that's the best next thing I can get. Yesterday, Ai-chan had said that you showed up after she had finished the call, so that was a falsehood? Yeah, actually, I was there while she made the call. She told the truth about the call though. She was apparently talking to Shiriko-chan for a bit about buying something from Akihabara. So, you just stood there and listened while Ai-chan made the call? Basically, it was kind of awkward. Something feels missing here. Should I press harder? Yeah, sure, why not? Press harder. Did anything interesting happen during that call? Not really, I just stood around spinning in circles. Spinning in circles? Yeah, I've been trying to perfect my new move, Setsuna Ultra Twirling Twister of Fiery, Passionate Justice. Fortunately, the move makes me dizzy, so I've been training to spin for long periods of time without getting nauseous. And you didn't see or hear anything out of place during that interval? Please, Warrior of Justice has to have the eyes of an eagle and the ears of a bat to watch out for evildoers. If I saw or heard anything along those hallways, surely I would have noticed. The hallways are spacious with hard floors and walls. You'd easily hear anyone who was walking through it. But the witness didn't see or hear anyone else, since this happened at 4:11 p.m. That lines up with the narrative that the defendant was at the printing room while the witness was in the halls. Setsuna-chan didn't see anything. That doesn't sound right somehow. Witness, please add this to your testimony. Alright, now we're talking. Okay, we got more information. Let's press on the new information. Are you actually sure about that? What? Now you're making me think I'm going nuts. Look, from what I remember, there was nothing and nobody out of place. Patrol success. Evil wouldn't dare show up on my watch. No offense, but I don't think you had anything to do with it. Okay, so I gotta press on this. Okay, why would she not hear anything? Why would she not see or hear anything notable? It's been a while, so let's see if I get my evidence. This makes sense because F411 someone was leaving the printing room. But like, I don't think that makes sense because the printing room is like on the other side from the restroom. I mean, I'll press on this thing. Actually, where's this? Okay, cool. Cool. Witness, are you absolutely sure you didn't see anyone else in the hallways around the time of the crime? What gives? I said I'm sure nobody showed up during our time in the hallway. I would never lie about it. Who do you think I am? Don't worry, I trust you. However, that doesn't change the fact that I think that what you're saying is not true. Yesterday, Karen told me something interesting. The first time she had left the club room on the day of the crime, she didn't go directly to the printing room. Instead, she had taken a lengthy detour around the entire hallway. A fantastical story, to be sure, but how do you know that she isn't just fabricating a story? Do you have any evidence? As a matter of fact, I do. She held the records for the security camera above the entrance of the club room. Ta-da! Please read the fourth entry in the records. It's either Karen-san who passed the club room at 4:14, moving northbound. This was when she was supposedly in the printing room. Notice how the entry specifies that she was moving northbound. Since the printing room is north of the camera, this means that she was headed towards the printing room and not away from it. That's right. Karen-san was heading around the hallways counterclockwise from 4:08 p.m. to 4:14 p.m. Order! Order! So, you're saying that the suspect was not in the printing room during the previously claimed interval? Not only that, but the defendant was actually on the move while the witness was in the hall. So how is it possible that the witness didn't see or hear her movement on that day? Good point. That's a good point, Yusan. If I had to guess, maybe she was still on the other side of the hallway at the time. That's entirely likely. Judging from the camera records, it took the defendant 6 entire minutes to walk around the corridors. At that speed, the defendant's footsteps wouldn't be very audible, even with the amplification of the hallway's walls and floors. And what about the entry at 4:11 p.m.? Someone passed the club room moving southward. If we take a look at this map provided to us by our defendant, wow, what a masterpiece. You'll notice that south of the club room is the restroom and the practice room where the witness claims she was standing at the time. Well, defense, what do you make of this discrepancy? Honestly, it's hard to say. How could you two not have seen Karen-san or the person coming towards you at 4:11 p.m.? Witness, you're not lying to us, are you? No, I would never. Then how do you explain why you two never encountered anyone else in the hallways? There's gotta be an explanation for this. Oh yeah, I think I know why. So you know how I kept saying 4:11, 4:11, 4:11? I think that might be wrong. Maybe we actually left earlier than 4:11. Is that how it is? Then why'd you say 4:11 p.m.? To be honest, I don't know exactly what time it was. I just thought Aisan was telling the truth yesterday and I was parroting it. Anyway, my point is I think Aisan was the one who lied. I would never lie on the stand. I'm Setsuna Yuki, warrior of justice. Truth is my blood and flesh. Well, you heard it here. Setsuna-chan and Aichan must have left sometime earlier, meaning that they could have had the chance to go to the printing room before 4:10. Hang on, how do you rule out the alternate possibility? What if the witness and her associate actually entered the hallways after this mysterious 4:11 person passed by? I'm saying that the Miyashita Ai-san and Yuki Setsuna-san may have left the practice room at 4:12 or later, then there would be no issue. I had to prove that Setsuna-chan and Ai-chan couldn't have left the practice room at 4:12 or later. Can I even do that? This evidence will prove my point. This is why Setsuna-chan and Ai-chan must have left earlier and not later than previously thought. Okay, time to look through my evidence. Okay, so why Setsuna and Ai-chan must have left earlier. Hmm. Is it because of the printer? Yes, my friends, the connection is clear. And what does this prove exactly? I was hoping you'd know. That's your duty, not mine. You should figure that out on your own. I hope. Maybe not trying to do so. Provide evidence that provides your point at once. Okay, I thought maybe the printer, because you know the printer was accessed earlier than what Karen actually accessed it. Okay, why? Hmm. Oh, is it because the cat has a thing? Because the cat avoids. That's why. The cat avoids it sooner. That's why. This is a photo of Rina-chan's cat, Hampin. It was taken 4:12 p.m. What a cute photo! And what a fluffy little kitty. But what does this have to do with the timing of things, I wonder? I'm glad you asked. You see, I've been in the habit of avoiding Setsuna-chan whenever they're able to. Witness, is this true? No, wait, I mean, maybe? Harasho. The point is, since Hanpin always avoids Setsuna-chan, there's no way they would have been in the practice room if Setsuna left any later than established. You know what that means? It means Setsuna-chan and Ai-chan must have left earlier than 4:10 p.m. Way to go! A brilliant deduction! That must be what actually happened. So what now? There's only one thing to do now. We call Ai-chan up and get her back on the witness stand. Prosecution, do you have any objections? No, Your Honor. I'm just as curious as to see where this goes as anyone else. I agree. Let's change the witness out for Miyashita Ai. Actually, Your Honor, there's this thing we do where we put two witnesses up at once. Actually, that sounds like a neat idea. It could be a groundbreaking new development. Anyway, enough of that discussion. Let's bring the witness in. Two of them at once again. Cool. Mr. Ai-san, what's the matter with you? Stand up straight. Sorry, nothing's wrong. You were calling because evidence suggests that you and the other witness had actually left the practice room before 4:11 p.m., unlike what you said yesterday. Are you aware that the camera above your cloud room identified an unknown person headed towards your supposed location 4:11 p.m. on the day of the crime? Silence. I must have gotten my times mixed up then. Give me a chance to explain myself, okay? It'll all make sense. So it shall be. Witness, please correct your former testimony. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. It's all been boiling to this. I'm sorry, Ai-chan, but you're going down. Okay, killed two of them, so I gotta pay attention to their actions. I might have mixed my times up. We actually left the practice room at 4:07 or so. The rest is all true though. Neither of us ever went to the printing room, just stuck to the walls. I don't know who could have wandered in front of the camera at 4:11. Maybe it was a bug. Or maybe it was someone from outside the club. Who knows? I see. So that explains why you never encountered anyone in the hallways. Your Honor, if I may, the prosecution's current belief is this. Another person from outside the club may have turned on the used printer at 4:10 before the defendant got there. This random person then either left southbound, triggering the camera and leaving that 4:11 entry, or in the other direction, meaning that the camera entry is a fluke. Then the defendant enters the printing room with the printer still on. That would explain how she was able to be outside at 4:14 p.m. Either way, the witness had nothing to do with the crime. Does that sound reasonable, Miyashita Ai-san? Yep, Setsu can go now, right? No, wait, I'm here to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Oh, is that right? Of course. This is all in the name of justice. Aichan was sure eager to get Setsuna-chan off the stand. Why do you think that is? It's suspicious. Not to mention, Aichan is saying that neither of them ever went towards the printing room. But that can't be right. Goodness, Setsuna-chan hasn't counted Aichan's testimony. You don't think they're both lying, right? I don't know, but we may need to figure out the how at a later point in time. For now, it's time for me to connect Aichan to this crime once and for all. Alright, examination. I gotta pay attention to Setsuna's actions. Okay, let's put it on the statement. I wanna see if maybe something about this was fishy. Are you sure about that? You're not lying about this, are you? Not likely. I think I'd know where Setsu and I went on the day of the crime. Come on, Yu. Would I lie to you? Would I lie about this? In fact, I think you would. I won't stand for any biased accusation against the witnesses. This line of questioning is pointless. Anyway, witness, let's hear the rest of your testimony. Nuh-uh. A bug? Do you mean a glitch or like an actual insect? Oh, good point, Yu. It could be either one. Maybe the camera glitched out and thought it saw something that wasn't actually there. That could be possible. Or maybe a moth flew in front of the camera. Maybe that's what happened. It's a camera, not a light bulb. Now all this. Come on, I need to get some reaction. And how are you sure it wasn't someone from the club? Nobody else was out of the practice room at that point, right? Besides Karen and Shioti. I don't think that it could have been anyone from the club unless Miyashi or Lanzu came home early. Well, that is true, and I basically know for sure that Shiriko-chan was at Akihabara. Yu-chan, this could be it. This could be the chance you've been waiting for. I think so too. I've been trying to set Ai-chan up on the stand. It's probably my chance to strike. I should know what to present at this point. I better not screw it up. Okay, so I need to present something. Okay, just present on the last statement that I haven't pressed yet, and then I'll look through the evidence. So you're not mistaken this time. 4:07 PM is your final answer. I know that sounds suspicious, but believe me, just made an honest mistake. I must have been thinking of the price of a chocolate croissant at the dining hall, 410 yen. So I probably thought the time was closer to 410. It was just an unfortunate, I hate this, fortunate mistake. Trust. Well, whatever you make of it, at least the time seems correct now. Okay, so I need evidence. Okay, is this where I present the... Skip. I want to present... I have an idea. Is this where I present the diamond? Yeah. Okay. Witness, stop telling me the truth. And this time, I mean you, Ai-chan. We found this tiny white diamond in the printing room yesterday. Does it look familiar? Wait, I think I recognize that white diamond. That's right. I heard it from Karen-san. This white diamond is from your idol outfit, Ai-chan. Order. Ai-chan, this white diamond tells us one thing. You went to the printing room at the time of the crime. It figures that the queen of the kangaroo court loves jumping so much so that she's even jumping to conclusions. Riddle me this. How do you know for sure that the diamond was dropped on the day of the crime? Is it entirely possible the diamond was dropped at a different time? How do you rule that out? Wait, I've solved this puzzle before. I need to prove my point. In fact, I have the evidence. This is how I know that the diamond must have been dropped at the time of the crime. Wait, I don't know. Wait, okay, let me see. Is it the picture? The picture doesn't have a diamond, so I don't know how to figure out how she normally looks. It's the picture I'm assuming, right? Sorry, Tia-san, but this white diamond isn't the only tire getting dropped. Oh, it's the only tear getting dropped on the floor in this case. Eh? You know, 4 to 4:30 PM on the day of the crime was our practice break. The club members were practicing their idol activities. All the idols were in their idol outfits, Ai-chan included. After practice ended, everyone changed back into their normal clothes, and that's the last time they used the idol clothes. It's been a while since we last had a group practice session in the practice room. The diamond must have landed there recently. And so it's clear, Ai-chan went to the printing room during break for some undisclosed reason. But that can't be! Ai-san was with me the entire time. She never had an opportunity to... Setsu, it's fine. I can handle this. It's true. During the interval, Setsu and I stopped by the printing room. That is most certainly not true. We never went towards that side of the hallway. What are you talking about? Setsu, let me handle this. You can go if you want. Nah, why are you changing the story? Why are you changing the story with her here? That is not right. Never. You're trying to conceal the truth. I won't have it. I didn't expect this to happen. The witnesses are contradicting each other. Well, what now, Yu-chan? One of them has to be lying. I don't know. So Tsuno-chan seems more honest, but Ai-chan's accounting of things lines up with my evidence. I hope Ai-chan's telling the truth for once, or I really wouldn't know where to go with this. There's only one thing to do now. You know what it is? I think there's only one way to solve this issue. Both of them should testify about what really happened. I agree. Perhaps we will finally get to the bottom of this mystery. That's right. We'll see who's really telling the truth once and for all. Oh, great. Great. My, a bit slow on the uptake, are we? What? I've already figured out who is lying. No testimony required. And who would that be? Please look at this photo presented by Miyashita Ai-san yesterday. I'm just going to point out that she has a diamond on her. I would like you all to withdraw your attention to Miyashita Ai-san's top. Thanks. There, you can see a line of white diamonds. The white diamond presented by the defense was from this area here. Where? I'm still so lost on where the diamond is. And yet, at the time of the photo, this photo was taken, all the diamonds were still attached to her outfit. No! Great. Order. Okay, now I'm confused. How is it possible that the white diamond was found in the printing room then? Ask the defense. She was the one who brought that piece of evidence to trial. I must mention, yesterday she brought up the possibility that the good Mifune Shiruko-san was the one who printed the tickets herself. Her basis was the fact that she was the one who introduced tickets to the trial. Explain yourself. Have you been taking notes? Am I dealing with a case of falsified evidence? I'm at a loss now. Ye-san just shot down my best piece of evidence. But that doesn't change the fact that the diamond was found in the printing room. And the last time Ai-san wore her outfit was on the day of the crime. Come on, Yu-chan. You've got to think. You've come this far. Ye-san accusing you of falsified evidence? This can't be how it ends, right? Hey, think. There has to be an explanation for all of this. I was so close to victory, but suddenly nothing makes sense. I don't believe it. Ooh. So why is nothing adding up? Whoa, what? Oh, that's so cool. I had to think about everything carefully all over again. Until now, we were under the impression that Ai-chan had entered the printing room at the time of the crime. That's what the presence of the white diamond suggested to us. When there's 3D printers in the printing room, could it be possible that the 3D printer maybe printed the diamond? But somehow, that's not true, as Tsuno-chan's testimony seems to support that. If it wasn't dropped at the time of the crime, it must have been dropped either before or after the time of the crime. Yes, either it was dropped earlier and Ai-chan had it repaired, or it was somehow dropped there later. I can't just take a random guess, though. I need to apply facts. Which event can I use to find out when Ai-chan's white diamond was really dropped in the printing room? Is it the restaurant trip? It has to be because it can't be the potluck. That would make sense. The investigations. It could be, no, it can't be the investigation because it has to be something to do with the timing of Ai-chan's Tsuno-chan trip to the restroom that happened around the time of the crime. But you know the diamond wasn't dropped until at least 4:15 PM, which was when Ai-chan took the photo of us. The timing of this event is too close to the time of the crime. I need to rethink this. Which event can I use? Oh, okay, well, I think I got it wrong. Is it the investigations? Oh, cool. I think I broke it. Rina never found the diamond. That's it. Rina trying not to mention Shizuka-chan investigated the printing room after the day of the crime. But when she did, she never found the white diamond. It was found by Shiriko-chan. There's no way Rina-chan would miss something like that, and even if she found it the first day, there's no way she would have just left it lying there. That can only mean one thing. The white diamond was placed there 2 days after the crime. Now, that begs another question. If the diamond was placed there after the crime, who placed it there? It couldn't have been by accident. There was no reason for Ai-chan to have gotten in her idol outfit in the last 2 days. Kyo-san said the diamond might be falsified evidence, and she's not wrong. Not by me, but somebody must have wanted to frame Ai-chan for the crime. The question is, who would do such a thing? It's not okay. It must be the two culprits. Could it be that Ai-chan isn't the true culprit? Perhaps someone else is the true culprit, and they chose to frame Ai-chan to escape persecution? No, that doesn't really make sense. Karen-san is already under scrutiny. If they wanted to make someone look suspicious, surely they would have framed the person who already looks suspicious. So there can't be. It must have been someone else who planted the diamond. The question is, who would do such a thing? How would you plant it? There's no way she planted her own diamond. That doesn't make sense. Wait, okay. I need to know now why. I planted the diamond herself. I've got it. Ai-chan is the only one with access to her own outfit. Did she plant it herself? No way. She's making herself more suspicious. It can't be. But I would explain why she's trying to keep Setsuna-chan off the stand right now. She knows Setsuna-chan will contradict her plan. After all, Setsuna-chan will surely testify that Ai-chan never had a chance to go to the printing room. So that's how it is. Ai-chan's trying to make herself look like the culprit. Now, if answers the when, if answers the who, the only question now is why? Ai-chan, I know she's a caring person. She wants to do this for someone else. It's time for the answer once and for all. Who is she doing this for? Is she doing it? She's doing it for. She's not doing it for Karen. Is she doing it for Karen actually? She might actually be doing it for Karen. No, come on. Maybe Ai-chan and Karen-san had another discussion behind the scenes. Perhaps they're going back on their plan. No way, it wouldn't make sense. If Ai-chan was the true culprit herself, she could just confess to it. This isn't the answer I'm looking for. I need to back up a bit now. It's time to answer once for all. Who is she doing this for? Doing it for the true culprit, which is Rina. Doing it for Rina to protect the true culprit. Ai is framing herself to protect the true culprit. That's it. After the first day of trial, Ai-san knew she had to change tactics, or the true culprit would have been in danger of being found out. She had decided to shift the blame onto herself in order to spare the true culprit, and there's only one person she would go to that length for. So, that's the truth of the matter. Your Honor, the defense has an explanation for the situation that should clear up all contradictions. Do you now, let's hear this little theory of yours. Yu-chan, you figured it out? I think I have. This whole time, Ai-chan's been manipulating our route of thinking and the evidence to throw us off. We fell into a trap. No way, she couldn't have. The defense believes that the true culprit was neither Karen-san nor Ai-chan. There was a third party involved in this case. It seems the diamond was planted there by Ai-chan himself to distract us from the influence of the real culprit. Gotcha. You, don't. Do we want to expose Rina? So that's how it is. This whole time, she had pulled off the crime on her own. In that case, who do you suppose this real culprit is? There's only one person the real culprit could be. It's none other than... Do we really have to say it's her? Man, I don't want to though, I'm scared. The true culprit is... Tennoji Rina. She's the only person Ai-chan will protect so desperately. Tennoji Rina-san, the detective? You're out of your mind. We have clearly established that Tennoji Rina-san had left the practice room after Yuki Setsuna-san and Miyashita Ai-san did. There would have been no time for her to commit the crime. Your theory is still dead on arrival. Not so fast. Don't forget whose word we have on the time that Rina-chan left the practice room. After all, it was Ai-chan who told us that, and she's already given incorrect information on the stand 2 times. And how do you intend to prove your point? Do you have evidence to suggest that Tenojirina-san actually left earlier than usual? Or perhaps, do you have evidence to suggest that Tenojirina-san ever went towards the printing room? How do you intend to substantiate your claims? I've still got a trustworthy ally on the stand, you know. Warrior of Justice, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Tell me what you need. There's one thing that we left unanswered from yesterday, isn't there? That's right. We never answered how you knew that Maiden and Rina-chan went into the restroom. Oh, you're right. Boy, do I have a grand story for you. We're jumping around a bit, but the defense requests that you testify about the grand story you've got. Prosecution, are you okay with this bit of questioning? I have no qualms with it. Testify away. At last, everything is starting to fall into place. Looks like things about to go down. Irina popping in. We were taking photos on my phone at the time, okay? That's when I heard it. Rina-san's footsteps coming from the doorway. I turned around and there she was, just like Ai-san said yesterday, except it was me who saw her. So yeah, we invited her over and took the second photo on Ai-san's phone right after. To be honest, I don't see how this changes anything. I agree. I would say that this entire endeavor was a colossal waste of time. But I'm looking forward to seeing the pathetic yet entertaining spectacle of the defense floundering about like a headless chicken. You couldn't even say floundering around like a headless fish. Yu-chan, can you find anything to use as ammunition in here? It doesn't look like there's anything really notable to point out. I don't know, but I've got to try. This is where I can make a breakthrough. I'd better not waste it. You've got this. You can do it. Can I though? Rena's popping in. Okay, let's think. I think it's best to press first. Oh wait, actually wait, did I think if I press on this, do you think she'll say what way she's facing? Can you describe what you heard? Describe? They're just footsteps, what am I supposed to say? Well, if you must know, it was like a clack clack clack, or something like that. Clack clack clack. Yeah, that's what I heard. What else am I supposed to say? She's confident in your testimony, I don't think it's wrong. Wait, actually I wanna press again, because I wanna make sure I didn't miss a reaction from I. Hi, John. Did you have anything to add to that? Oh, sorry, it's just that. Zetsu, that's wrong, isn't it? Clack, clack, clack? Eh? What's wrong with clack, clack, clack? Well, you know you wear sneakers, you know. Your shoes don't go clack, clack, clack. That's true. When she walked up to us yesterday, it was more of a clumping sound. Well, obviously I know that, but you're forgetting that we weren't in our normal clothes at the time. We were in our idol outfits. She was in a different outfit. Most of our idol outfits come with some sort of footwear with prominent heels. So, clack, clack, clack is my final answer. There you go. Even Ai-chan seems lost with this one. I don't think she considered this as part of her plan. Actually, I have an outfit. I'm trying to make sure, because I don't think she wears... Yeah, she didn't... I don't see all this clack, clack, clack on that. Even Ai-san seems lost with this one. I don't think she considered this part of her plan. Either way, it's a start. Let's hope this gets us somewhere. Witness, please modify your testimony. Right away, Chief. Okay, I think it's time to present... present Rina's outfit. Yep. Okay. Witness, what you're saying could not have happened. What? I swear I'm not lying. But take a look at Rina-chan's idol outfit and the various parts of it. In particular, I want you to notice the shoes. Hey, she's got sneakers in her idol outfit. That's right. What you heard wasn't Rina-chan at all. But how could that be? I never heard a clack 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 sound. Actually, I might be able to explain that. The clack 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 that Susuna-chan heard in the restroom was actually this. Was what? I'm actually lost now. In the restroom. What clack clack clack? Wait. Could it be? It could be Karen. Could be Karen walking around because Karen Blouse walking around because she got lost. Let's think about this for a second. Both Ai-chan and Setsuna-chan were already in the restroom, so it couldn't have been them. Rin-chan had sneakers on, they would have made a different sound entirely. However, we do know of one person who was wandering the halls at this time in all her high-heeled glory. Was there someone else who was wearing heel footwear that was walking around the halls at the time? That's right. Karen-san's outfit contains a pair of stilettos. Shoes like those would doubtlessly be very clacky, would they not? Just accept it, dear. Come on, you just accept it already. And how do you know that it must be the defendant? What if it was the person at 4:11 p.m.? We still need to rule out the possibility of that being a random person. If you're so sure that it was the defendant, why don't you provide some evidence to show that it wasn't a random person who walked by? This isn't my job. Why don't you provide some evidence to show that it was someone random or some random person who walks by? Besides, if the 4:11 person was what Setsuna-chan heard, that means that Rina-chan must have entered the restroom even earlier than 4:11 p.m. That would mean that between 4:11 and 4:15 p.m. all the time is unaccounted for. Well, is it your turn to explain some unaccounted for time? Begin. Oh, hang on. So what's really going on here? When did Tenoji Rina enter the restroom? Your Honor, the defense believes that Rina-chan may have entered the restroom earlier than expected. She must have entered before Karen-san passed by at 4:14 p.m. That means she was just standing around for a minute or two, as if she was waiting to be noticed. Waiting to be noticed? You don't think even this was part of Rina-chan and Ai-chan's plan, was it? I think I understand. Ai-chan and Rina-chan's original plan was to bring Setsuna-chan to the restroom to create a witness. That's why Ai-chan asked Setsuna-chan to go with her. With Setsuna-chan in the restroom, she was another person who could validate Rina-chan's alibi. But that's crazy. Nobody's that prepared. She was standing around waiting for me to notice her? That's preposterous. But none of that matters. I know Rina-chan never went towards the printing room. Look here, I even got the photo that I happened to snap at the time of Rina-san into the restroom. That must be Setsuna-chan's potato camera photo. I knew that would come up again eventually. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that there was another photo involved in this case. I never showed it before, but it's finally time to let my arrow of truth fly. Be free! Photo of righteousness! Well, just so we're on the same page, please testify about this photo that you took. Roger, here we go. The truth shall prevail. We're getting close. If I can just break Setsuna's testimony here, we can get Rina-chan on the stand. I'm sorry, Ai-chan, but whether you like it or not, I will get Rina-chan to testify to her. Alright, time for the photo. First off, sorry about the bad quality. I took this on an ancient flip phone from like centuries ago. Anyway, this photo was taken by a complete accident at the time Rina-chan entered the restroom. We didn't even notice her in the frame when we took this photo. As you can see, she's heading in from the left side, which is in the direction of the practice room. That means she went directly from the practice room to the restroom. No other way to interpret it. I see. But that seems to be what the photo shows. Defense, you seem eager to cross-examine. I won't keep you waiting then. Thank you, Your Honor. You two have been up here long enough. It's time to get the true culprit to testify. Okay. Hopefully I does not have any reactions from this. The first thing I want to see the direction she's coming from. It's coming from the left on the photo, but that would be her right. Not confirmed. She's coming from the left, so okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. She's coming from the practice room. She wouldn't pass the rest. Wait. Yeah, I think that makes sense, yeah. What if Rina-chan actually came in from the right, but like accidentally walked past the door at first, so she ended up coming in from the left? Come on, Iju-san. Who the heck misses a door? Let's be realistic here. Not to be honest with that happening. If you ask me, the most natural solution is that she just went straight from the practice room to the restroom. I still think Rina-chan could have walked past the door on purpose to make her look like she was coming in from the left, but I don't think I have the evidence. Then again, if the Shinra-chan really did take the picture by accident, that may not even have been in the plan. Okay. Would Shinra-chan have bumped into that 411 person, or no? I don't know, did you ever ask her if she did? Rats, we never got to the chance to ask Shinra-chan if she saw anyone in the hallways. If she came out sometime after 4:11 PM, then she never would have bumped into anyone, right? I know Karen-san was walking around after that, but she would have been moving away from the practice room. So basically, Yuni-chan must have been walking behind Karen-san, if at all. That explains why Karen-san never saw her. Ugh, that makes too much sense. I can feel it. You're just centimeters away from a breakthrough. Keep up your offensive. I sure hope you're right. I'm honestly kind of tired of cross-examining Ai-chan and Setsuna-chan. Well, come on, think outside the box if we need to. It's the moment of truth, literally. Great, look at great, actually think. That's the one you talked about in the previous testimony, right? Yeah, unfortunately that old phone doesn't provide any timestamps, so I don't know the exact time the photo was taken. However, all we need to know is that Yuna-san came from the left, which you can clearly see even with the bad quality. How are you even using the Hanko chunk when you've got iPhone with its full HD photographs? We just wanted to try it out, alright? Our curiosity got the best of us. Somewhat weird, but since this is Setsuna-chan, it's not weird enough to call it into question. Okay, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to press on the last thing. By accident? Yeah, we were just loafing around taking photos. It wasn't until way later that we realized that Rina-san made a little cameo in this photo. Isn't that lucky? Now we've got some real evidence showing where Rina-san came from. If for Tia-san maybe, not so much for me. And as you can see, she's heading in from the left side, which is in the direction of the practice room. Okay. How do I get Rina to come on this? How do I get Rina? I need to find a way to get her. I mean, logically, you could take the long way of getting to the bathroom. Like you go from the practice room, you go to the printing room, then from the printing room you go west again, you go from the left side around, past the practice room to the restroom then. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I need to think of what to present and where. But she's standing there, so she couldn't have walked past the restroom. She couldn't have walked past the restroom. Why take a photo of like the hallway from the restroom? Okay, I wanna see if I can get the camera records back. Nope. Man. Nope. 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 Okay. I wanna say the camera records. No, come on. Okay. Think slowly. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. Okay, think outside the box. What would I think? Oh, wait. No, I have an idea. This damn cat photo is gonna come into so much use. I can feel it. No, come on. My thinking is if the cat was there, if the cat was there, would have been looking for Rina. But if Rina wasn't there, what? That means she went directly from the practice room to the restroom. She went directly. Did I use the? I think I used the camera for this one as well. No, since I might as well check, it was maybe not the photo. Wait, what is the photo? Says Rina-chan. Are you sure you never noticed Rina-chan come in? Of course, like I said, the photo was a happy accident. But that can't be right. Let's look at your photo again. In this photo, we can see Rina-chan heading in through the doorway. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said, right? But in your testimony, you said you didn't notice Rina-chan in the photo until long after you took it. My question is, how could you not have noticed Rina-chan if she's front and center in this photo? Order. Says Rina-chan, explain. How does this photo exist? Nothing about it makes sense. Oh yeah, don't worry. There's a perfectly rational and reasonable explanation for this. You see, this isn't the full photo. It's just a tiny corner from a much bigger picture, so Rina-san coming in is actually far in the background. There's more to this photo? Says Rina-chan, the defense requests that you show the full photo to the court. Huh? There's no need, right? This is the most relevant part. Don't worry, I didn't cut out anything important. This is all you need to see. Yeah, I've seen the full photo too. The rest of the image won't change anything. I'm pretty sure I'm just trying to hide it as well. Could there be something in the full photo? Says Rina-chan, you're an advocate for truth, aren't you? Why are you trying to hide the rest of the picture? Well, the rest of the photo is embarrassing, okay? Embarrassing? That's enough. Witness, please present the entire photo to the court. Okay, but don't laugh. Can't be that bad. Is she dabbing or sneezing? I hope she's sneezing. I really hope she's sneezing. What are you doing in this photo? Oh my god. She appears to be performing the dance known as the dab. The only reason I know of that is because Ruby and her little friends do that as well. It's nonsensical. I am not dabbing in this picture. I just had to sneeze, that's all. No, I have to admit, the full photo doesn't really seem to provide us with any information. That's what I was trying to tell you, but none of you would listen. You guys are mean. Well, I better add this to my court record anyway. Maybe there's some hidden meaning to it. Witness, please proceed with your testimony. Wait, this is added. Wait, actually. Well, this is added as evidence. I feel I have to go through this again. Wait, wait. Is it because this is from a murder, so it's reflected? Is that what's happening? It's reflected? Yeah, it's reflected. It's okay, cool. I think I got. No, she was not coming in from the left side because it's reflected. Yeah, let's go. Okay, I've got it. Sorry, Setsuna-chan and I-chan, but this photo shows the exact opposite of what you're saying. Eh? The exact opposite? Let's take a look at this photo one last time. It's from a mirror. Notice how I-chan is taking a photo with the phone's outer cam, and the cell phone itself is in the shot. Yeah. There's only one way a camera can take a picture of it. Taking a picture through a mirror. That's right. So in reality, this picture should be look more like this. You can just flip it like that. And with this, everything changes. Ah, Teenage Irene is coming from the right. No! So that's why I-chan was trying to hide this photo. It appears so. She knew that this photo would give away Irina-chan's movements, but couldn't do anything about it because it was on Setsuna-chan's phone instead of hers. Not to mention, this is probably why she didn't want Setsuna-chan to testify, both yesterday and today. So it seems that Teenage Irina-san didn't actually come directly from the practice room. That's right. Do you have some issue with this evidence? Not at all. Keep going. Alright, even Tia-san can't deny this outcome. There's no denying Irina-chan's involvement in this crime. Your Honor, I think it's clear that we need Irina-chan to testify. Based on the evidence presented in court, Irina-chan has come from the direction of the printing room for an unknown reason. The defense believes that we have reason to suspect that Irina-chan has something to do with the crime. The court agrees. We will take a 15-minute recess and reconvene for the testimony of Teenage Irina. Understood, Your Honor. Can I buy your gavel after I win? What the damn? Isn't this great, Aisan? The beautiful free butterfly of truth is about to be hatched from its chrysalis, and we've got front row seats to its birth. Yeah. Today, justice will prevail. I can't wait to see the outcome of the trial. At last, it's almost time. It's been a long battle, but I'm going to finish this once and for all. That's all for now. Das Findania. Wait, is that going to be... Okay, well, there's just one more. There's one more bit before we end. Okay. Well, I really thought that the trial was gonna conclude. I really thought this episode was gonna conclude. But I guess there's still one more video we have left before that happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And in the next video, we'll probably solve the case once and for all and finally get the full truth. But yeah, that's gonna be in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.